Hello pilots, I'm Major Payne and this is another episode of Dogfights. And in this episode I will be talking about bombers and how the bombers win the war. I'm going to show you two good battles. In a bombers, low altitude bombing rounds, and I have been asked many times the same question, how exactly I'm aiming when I'm flying at low altitude. How exactly I'm dropping my bombs accurately. And there's no simple answer to this because I don't know how to explain that. I just use my senses. So my answer would be to use your senses, practice, and you will know. So making long story short, you just need to practice a lot, and then I'm sure that everyone should be able to do it. Just a matter of practice. But first, let's talk about new bomber G4M2, first Japanese bomber in a game. I already make a video about how to play this machine, but it's gonna be like additional to this. So as you see in the background, there is a battle up against very good flight at tier 8. So basically, making long story short, obviously you can't win every battle, but you can do good results in every battle if you play in this machine correctly. So basically, this bomber is another plane introduced by wargaming, which acquire a lot of skills, a lot of situational awareness, a lot of knowledge about the game to be effective in it. And it's not like other bombers that you just don't have defensive armament. You do have defensive armament here, but you need the skills to use that effectively. You need to be able to put those two 20-meter cannons on target. That's not easy. That requires a lot of practice. It's not just dumb flying and just pressing spacebar. Yeah. So this is an example how this plane can defend itself even against tier 8 heavy fighters, like in this case specialized P-61. However, I have to say that if that's going to be a very good player, I'm pretty sure that that's not going to work, because we are in a tier 7 bomber. Almost every heavy fighter, not almost every heavy fighter at tier 8 and tier 6 will be faster than we are, and basically very good pilots will position themselves better to attack this bomber, because they have such an advantage in speed that they don't have to go behind us. So maybe at this point, maybe not everyone is aware how powerful armament have this bomber, so that's why people make mistakes like this and get killed in tier 8 heavy fighter. But making long story short, this plane is capable of flying into the target and defend itself. It's not fastest, but can defend itself, not like other bombers at tier 7. In fact, they have such a weak defense armament that compared to G4M we can say that they had none. But they do have better speed, so in general every other bomber is faster at tier 7, and in case of German bomber he also have more of his bombs, so he have much better payload. And Russian bomber is faster, have the same bombs, but he have forward firing weapons, which are very often overlooked by players and not put into use. Theoretically, we can say that if there is a battle 1 vs 1, G4M2 will lose the game with any other bomber because it's too slow and he can't capture sectors as quick as any other bombers. Presuming, of course, that two pilots are equal and the difference will be only in a plane that they're flying. That's why I pretty often trying to show you my replays up against very good players. So if my technique or tactic works, that's mean not because of the enemy is a beginner, so it's nothing personal, just to show you that my technique is work up against very good players, and if that's work to me, then that should work for everyone else, and it's no issue, no skill issue we can say on other side. Yes, so we have to be able to find strong points of our planes. Like for example, G4M strong point is this defensive armament, which allowed us to go straight into the enemy sector even if they are enemy players. We don't have to hide on the side of the map or something like that. And as you see in the background now, I'm flying Ju-288A, German bomber tier 7, not specialized. I'm flying up against very good player. I've been told that it's one of the best player on NA server, at least on bombers. So you see, he's flying G4M, and I win this battle, but it's not even about winning, it's about result. I have more capture points, I have more personal points. It shows that I can capture more and faster. And this is another battle I replay, I speed up, and as you see, I'm on the same side with the same very good player in G4M, and I'm in my not specialized Ju-288A. And again, I do much better, I do much more in this battle because I'm faster, I'm flying faster between the sectors, and I have more bombs, and I do more. But imagine the situation now that we add heavy fighter player into each team. Good heavy fighter pilot, which actually defend the sectors and hunt down the bombers. So German bomber is in trouble, he can't defend himself, and G4M2 can actually defend himself and get into the sector, and in that kind of battle he will be doing better. So it all depends on situation, but there are things which we never should do in a bomber, like for example this thing here. The guy in Su-10 is going after me, trying to shoot me down with his 123mm cannon. Tier 10 specialized bomber, extremely overpowered, we can say, and he's going and doing the light fighter or heavy fighter job. That's stupid. Like, that's not good way to play, and that's directly gonna cause him losing this game because he wasting so much time. That's not the bomber. Bomber is not for that. He can use this forward-firing weapon to take out some air defense aircraft, finish off something, but not to go after bomber. This is like really bad idea, and we never should do that. It's always going to be a waste of time and inefficient way of playing, and because of that I get this win here easily over the tier 10 specialized bomber. So yeah, even though we have sometimes temptation to go and do such a thing, we shouldn't. The main thing here in this game is capture points, which I say that since good while in many of my videos. This is another example. I'm flying a game in tier 9 bomber, not specialized, and up against very good player who have his account on European server and NA server, and he's flying in a bomber here, Ju-288C, specialized, tier 8. You can say that I have advantage because I fly tier 9, but do I really have that much of advantage that I win this game 800 to 123 points? Simple answer is no, because the main thing in this game is to capture sectors. It's not about just dropping bombs on a sector and fly for another one and another one. You need to finish the sector. The main thing is to finish the sector. If you have 0 sector capture, even if you have some capture points, then still you can blame only yourself for losing the game. So the lesson is to finish off the sector, not leave it for some teammates or something like that. No, you need to do it yourself from start to the end. Make sure that you capture sector before you go to another one. We can't count on our teammates, unless of course you are in a flight, like in this case here. I'm going to fly Ju-288C, not specialized, on American server, and I'm in a flight with Wingman, so he can finish off some of my sectors if I fail to do something. But I'm going to fly here on low altitude. As you see, I'm diving here, and the reason for that is simple. I get to the sector very quickly now. In a dive I reach extremely fast, high speed, sorry, and I get it here quickly, I capture that, and I start reloading my bombs and go for another sector. So that's the main reason why I'm doing that. Also, the other reason is that I'm more accurate at low altitude, and I don't waste my bombs. If I miss something on high altitude, then I'm in trouble. And the air defensive is deadly on high altitude also, the same as low altitude air defense is also deadly for a bomber. So that's why I'm flying at low altitude. I prefer that. Plus, pretty often when I dive into the sector, I reach this high speed, and then if I need to finish off some air defense aircraft, it's much easier because I keep my speed and I fire my tail gunner on the way out from the sector, and in the moment I leave the circle of the sector, the air defense stopped shooting at me, but I still can have them in my tail gunner range and finish off them. So basically it's a way of capturing sectors. Basically, I prefer to be low and risk more, but be more effective. And yeah, no point to comment that. So you see, I'm flying at low altitude, I'm bombing low altitude, and this is a matter of practice. There is no like secret knowledge that I can share with you and you will know how to bomb those targets on low altitude. You just need to practice. Just need to fly more on low altitude and practice. That's why we have a training room in this game. You can set up any battle, any opponent, but I would say like 99.9% of players never use training room in this game. But there is such a thing. You can go into training room and train a little bit before you go into the battle, if you like. Okay guys, rest of this video doesn't require my commentary, so I'm gonna leave you here, and thank you very much for watching. If you like it, please leave a like and subscribe for future content. And there's one more battle up ahead, so if you would like to see how I'm flying G4M2, it's very good result, win, and very interesting battle on European server. This one here is on an A server, so it's a little bit different, but still it's a low altitude bombing runs like you see, and I hope I'm gonna help you with those videos a little bit. Now this is suicidal, now I'm too low, but I'm going to crash myself here because I'm only aiming for this sector, then I'm gonna restart and take new plane. Yeah, but listen guys, that's it. Enjoy this video, and I hope you're gonna learn something from it, and see you guys in the next one.